So, good morning. Welcome back to another episode of Every Trade Behind the Build, a midweek edition. This episode is going to be a bit raw, a bit guerrilla, because Hollywood has had to take a couple of days off. Send your love to Hollywood in the comments. Hopefully, he'll be back on Wednesday in time to help me box off Sunday's episode. But whatever happens, we'll get some content out. I don't know what it'll be like. This is a vicious angle for me, this. So what am I doing? I am on my way to Manchester City Centre to see my therapist. Yeah, I've spoken about that before on the channel. I do go and see a therapist. Started a couple of years ago when I really basically baked my head. And I think I was just burnt out, wasn't enjoying my work, my life, wasn't a good dad, wasn't a good husband, wasn't a good boss, wasn't a good colleague. So I basically thought enough was enough. And a pal of mine who is very successful said, why don't you go and see my therapist? He's not cheap, but he's amazing. He's changed my life. So I did. I texted him, and I've not really looked back. I went for 6 weeks, and I did it because I think what it was a culmination of things. I was just so burnt out and stressed with my life. Just, I basically just renovated, or was in the middle of renovating my dream house, but we were dealing with still post-COVID, that kind of thing. Work wasn't great, material prices were through the roof, which meant that we weren't making any money on jobs. So I basically just, I don't know, I was just making bad decisions. I was addicted to social media. I was looking for validation all the time. I wasn't a good husband, like I've said. I wasn't a good dad. Just wasn't a good person. Wasn't the person I wanted to be. I was so miserable. So yeah, went to see Gareth, Dr. Gareth Palmer. His company's called Men Should Talk. He's a great guy. He's just like going chatting to a mate. I mean, now I go. So I went for 6 weeks intensive, and that really sort of got me back on a path. And now I go once a month. Do you know what? Some days I'm driving in like today and I think, don't actually need to speak to him really. But I go in there and I come out and I feel mega. And I know I've mentioned this a few times. A couple of again, successful people, which obviously I won't name, but people that a lot of people know, reached out to me and I recommended Gareth, and they see him. I bumped into a couple of them in the hallway, which sometimes feels a bit awkward. But yeah, it's good, and I would recommend it to anyone. You don't have to go for a private one. I think the NHS do refer people, but I know it takes forever. So, yeah, I'm on my way there now. It's hard because it's early morning and Manchester City Centre is rammed, and finding somewhere to park can be a bit of a pain. But going to get that done. I do love Manchester. I've said it before. It's so up and coming. I'll show you where I am right now. Look at that. It's just so up and coming. That's the Hilton Hotel, Leaven Tower. It was the tallest building, I think, in the north of England, but I think now there's bigger ones in Manchester. But everywhere you look, there's just things going up. The crane count in Manchester is apparently the highest in Europe. It's like there's more cranes erected in Manchester than anywhere else in Europe. So I believe, although you'll probably correct me in the comments. So I do love coming in. I get some inspiration. I look at these big projects and I think, how do people think, I'm going to go and build a skyscraper? I'm going to go and build the biggest building in Europe. And they do it. But they're just like me and you. They're just ambitious people, property developers or whatever. And they use other people's money to build, which essentially, they take a loan out like we do with our mortgages, and they use that money and they do the sums, and hopefully there's money left at the end. Sometimes it doesn't always work out. I remember I used to work in Manchester City Centre during the recession in 08-09 when I worked at ITV, and honestly, so many buildings just stopped and stayed empty for 2 or 3 years. I remember literally people were just down in tools and walking off site because they'd not been paid. That was a mad, mad time. I hope that never happens again. But if it does, you just got to roll with it. There's always opportunities in situations like that. And arguably, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now, because that happened. My uncle and my dad ran out of work, or just got quiet, should we say, definitely my uncle. And then I went and set up a little thing trying to get work for my uncle. Then my uncle Terry, who still works for me to this day, and my dad, who doesn't work for me, as we've talked about, they came on because, you know, it was growing fast and we never really looked back. And here we are now, YouTube channel, chatting to you, driving to Manchester to see my therapist, which probably says a lot. So yeah, I'm going to basically just film what I do today, tomorrow, this week. Got a couple of bits lined up. Hopefully Dale's going to be shooting a bit of content for me. So yeah, those of you that love the all action episodes might be a little disappointed, but it's raw. And the key thing is we've got to keep banging out the content. So stay with me. All sorts going on this episode. You might actually like it. Some people like the raw ones where you just sort of see a day in the life of me and Alex and the people that work for me. But stick with us. It's going to be a good one. This is a different angle. Not as vicious, to be fair. So, therapy done. Always leave them sessions feeling mega, to be honest. Can't always say why. I feel a bit drained because you kind of just go in there. It's not all tears and stuff. We work on a lot of stuff, mostly like about my professional life now. Trying to make me a better boss, a better leader. And yeah, today we really drilled on the reason why probably in the past I've told little white lies, and comes from my childhood. I mean, he calls them strategic lies, lies in a business sense. Well, you know, I might overpromise and underdeliver. Say when we're going to start a job or when a job will be finished, because I don't like disappointing people, and I always in my head think, oh, I'm going to let them down. But I think I do that less now because KTM looks after outside, and because that emotion is not there for him. It's not necessarily his business, although he works like it is his business. He just kind of will say, no, we're going to tell him we can't do it for 8 months, and I'm like, oh, that'll disappoint them, and we might lose a job. He's like, yeah, but we're good, and we can't start for 8 months, so why tell them anything different? And he's right. But I'd probably be a bit like, oh, I'm worried about what they'll say. I don't like letting people down, disappointing people. So, yeah, worked on that. And it's definitely something from my childhood, it is, which is probably a bit too deep for a midweek edition. But yeah, I would recommend going and seeing a therapist to anyone. He has some successful clients. I don't know who. There's actually some that do talk about going and seeing, but any therapist really, and it helps because you can apply learnings to your professional life, your business, your job, as well as your home life as well. And it just makes you a more rounded person. I feel good for doing it, and feel that I can just crack on and attack the week now. So I've come to the yard, and yeah, I've got to the yard and I've just noticed it's not something you want to see. What is going on here then? I'm going to go and investigate. So yeah, let's go and see what's happening in this yard. So first thing I've noticed in the yard, which I forgot to show you guys, is this implement here that I've bought. So on my auction spree, I forgot I bought it. It's a brick saw. I think the idea is that you put bricks and blocks there. I can't even move it because I'm weak. There. Oh, no idea if it works. Engine looks okay. Based on my current run, I reckon it probably doesn't work, but I'll get that on Dale's long list. So I'm going to have a wander around the yard. Whilst I'm doing that, let's go over to Project Greenbank and have a look where we're up to on our sales and letting shop. Over to you, Mr. Redek.
So just on Project Greenbank. As soon as I get out of the car, Ray always greets me with a nice smile and greets me with some positive news, and he said there's a problem. So it's never like, how are you, Alex? Are you okay today? It's a nice day in Liverpool. So gets the India as well. So we'll go and have a look how we're getting on. Are we getting the shop front on as well? I haven't showed this yet, have we? So nice new shop front on. The lads have left the door off for now because we're going to leave this as temporary so it doesn't get scratched, but the same aluminium frame and everything's going to be fitted there for the door. Same rag colour, same everything, so it all flows as one. And this door, I'll open and operate it in a sec. It's really good. I didn't expect it to be as good as what it is, with the nice big straight handle on as well, which is decent. But I like it. So yeah, the shop front is on, and the door, like proper commercial grade door, even the threshold strip the way it is, nice thick solid all the way over, and the opening the mechanism of it's really good. I was surprised me how good it is, isn't it? And even it opens out as well.
Yeah. Yes, just today, Alex.
Opens out as well.
Yeah, just today. Yeah, just today.
What?
Because I asked them for don't fit it the brackets on the top.
Oh yeah.
Because at the minutes we need to work in and out.
Yeah.
So later on we
But
fit it the
so you fit the brackets, so what? It doesn't open out. Or doesn't open in.
Wherever way we want.
Okay, yeah. Why can't you just have no brackets on?
Because if we work in loading in and out stuff now.
No, but I mean, why can't we leave it with no brackets on?
If you want, we can leave it without brackets.
Leave it, mate. I'd rather have the option to do both. Because it's just easier.
That was a good choice for ask them to don't fit it.
So yeah, well better. And once we've done upstairs with all the messy work, we'll get that door fitted. Probably be next year now for that. The lads have just got a frame out on that gap there, so that we can fully enclose the shop, board it, and get that whole wall skimmed there. And that's it. Then on the skimming side, I'm standing on some nice fresh tiles. And these aren't bedded in yet, but the tiles are going to run up to that line there, which is basically 2.4 metres. So Ross and Ray is fitting the kitchen now in the back, and we're just discussing the back bit where we're going to have like a bit of a seating area to sit, albeit probably no one will even ever sit there really, but just to give the option. We're just discussing whether to have a wall unit or a base unit, wall unit being one of them on the base, because it would have been set back a little bit more, or having a full base unit, which is what has been provided by Howden's, and we've said for what it's worth, we'll just keep the full base like that. Okay. So yeah, so in the kitchen we've gone for a small integrated dishwasher, slimline, an integrated fridge with a little small freezer compartment, going for an open shelf in the corner, because originally we were going to have a way you'd sit there, but the way the pipes are coming through the back, and to hide them, we've decided to put the carcass in instead. But now we're going to swap the base to a wall unit, which is what we asked for originally, but Howden's have sent this one, so it looks a bit better, so it doesn't look like there's a door missing, otherwise it won't look right as the flow as you come in the room. And then in the corner there'll be a little bit where you sit on a stool, sink obviously there, all the waste going out, and then more storage. This little section where we're going to do the office pod in the glass, we've got a design centre now, which is the critical style designs, which you're going to look at, and it's just going to be one screen there, one screen this way with the door here. So we've had the price back for it now. We're just waiting for Mike and Preferred to price it up in timber, because that's an alley. The same company who've done the shop front have priced this for us, so we're going to get Mike to price up in Preferred, see what the cost comparison is, see what's obviously cheaper, see what would be better fitted for us in here, and then make the decision what we go with, whether we use Preferred to build a timber one for us, or use the lads who done the shop front to do an aluminium one, and then just pull the trigger and get it ordered so we can get it fitted in. But inside the shop now, more or less finished off in terms of the second fix. Joinery bits have all more or less done. The lads are doing the kitchen. There's a little bit more work to build out there by the side. Paul is nearly tiled and done in the bathroom and done in the kitchen. She's got a grout up on the floor now. The shop front tiles, he's prepping up now. He's going to mat it first, the bits are matting, and then tile over it then. Obviously cut out the floor for the mat. And downstairs in the basement we'll have a little look and see how we're getting on, but other than that we're ready to roll. Nearly got a little bit of a bulkhead to build above the door now, which Ross and Ray are going to jump on, and then starting to get ready to be painted in, then get the aircon units fitted, start finishing off the roof windows on order, so yeah, and then get it nice cleaned down, finished painted, start getting the carpet tiles in. The cupboard in our downstairs education podcast type room, we're going to call it, meeting room, is now being done. Lindsay, who's our sales and lettings manager, was on me saying, how much storage have you got for paper? And I was like, yeah, I'm doing a little bit of a cupboard. So she was asking for a bigger cupboard, so we built a 2-door one. I was only planning on doing a 1-door cupboard just to store files and stuff like that. And we're going to have other bits and bobs in there, but just to store documents and paperwork, so it's not upstairs, it's down here, safe, locked away. It's going to go in there, so we made it a little bit bigger than we're anticipating, which has meant our floor socket is a little bit out of sync now, because the table is going to be slightly kicked over that way, so we need to just adjust this now and push it more to there. which is what it is. It's obviously a little bit more cost now to move, but I'd rather get it right now while we're in this position than have someone sitting here and having their feet stamping in that. So we're just going to move it slightly back on a diagonal to that section there, but cupboard's all done, nice and done by Ross and Ray. Just the handles, stuff to go on there now, which will be able to lock it off. We just done it in MDF, which will just get painted again. This room down here, me and Chris have been having a discussion about it, what we're going to do, and we're going to try and brand it up and put either the E for Emperor there and then the Emperor sign there, so we've got two different sides. Because if you do like a bit of podcast recording or something in here, which we were speaking about doing in the future, and education type of stuff, if we've got two cameras set up, one there and one there in that angle, we'll pick up the logo of each side. And we had a meeting as well with the client last week, me and Chris on a Zoom, and it was a good little setup that they had. They had a camera set up and they had a nice big meeting table where they did in their office, and there was a couple of them sat round speaking to me and Chris on Zoom. And it was just decent the way you were looking in it, like it was like a proper boardroom meeting, but on Zoom. And we're going to try and do something similar here, so it'll be nice to have a logo behind there when we're on the telly. People can see it behind. So whether we illuminate it or not, we don't know yet. But we're going to paint this upstairs. Going to go white, the whole shop, white gates, white walls, white ceilings. But in here, we'll do a bit of a colour. Christian's watching us. He's listening, thinking, what's the next step we're going to do down here? And we might even panel the ceiling out with some paneling or something. I don't know what we're going to do yet. Not the walls, or maybe the ceiling, because the walls make your eyes go a bit wavy. So we may panel the ceiling out in acoustic panels, and then paint the walls or something, just to give it that nice little feel. But I haven't fully decided yet what we're going to do, because we were going to get Wes the painter in to do the base coat, just whitewash everywhere first, then come into a final coat. But the way it's worked out now, we'll be all set and fixed in here, and he can just come in and knit it properly. He'll have to paint around the kitchen and stuff like that, but nothing that we haven't done before. It's just that we thought it would have been easier for him to get in a little bit earlier, but he's been busy on a job, so it is what it is, and it's actually worked out better, I think, because we're still not fully decided what colours we're doing down here anyway, and how we're going to do things. But yeah, looking good. And remember as well, when we do the carpet tiles, we're going to do the same on the steps. We'll have to put the trim on.
The trim on each trim, yeah. Anti-slip.
Yeah. So yeah, all good. We're just discussing now what we're going to do here. Christian's got to build or form something so we can tile it of some sort, have a little bit of a step. So you see you've got an existing step here. We're going to square that off and take it right the way through underneath the threshold strip of the front door, and then whatever tiles we pick to use to go up the sides, the decorative tile, we'll use to finish off this edge as well, to give us a nice clean edge. So you're going to go level with that then?
Yes,
all the way.
Probably the level.
The Virgin cable's got to be chased in as well?
Yes, we need to change the Virgin cable somehow different a bit. But I think I just leave about 10 mil off from the threshold end.
Yeah.
Nice level.
Sounds okay. So yeah, as I say, there's a couple of things happening in the background as well. We're getting the sign designed. There's a couple of different options that are coming forward. Both are coming forward with for us to pick, and then from there we're going to take it to the sign lads who we use to make it for us, and then obviously get it installed. So we're a couple of weeks off from that. It might not even be this side of Christmas, we'll see. Hopefully it is, but for now we're just going to focus on getting inside finished, so we can try and at least have it usable before Christmas going into the new year. Obviously upstairs we'll still be getting done. We're waiting for bits and bobs with the dormer, planning wise, to get done before we go any further, so there's not much pressure on that to get it moved on. But inside in the shop we want to get it moving as quick as we can, so we can try and get Lindsay and that in there, so we can start working and have a nice base. And we may even do like a bit of an open day here if people are interested who are watching on YouTube and who would like to come along for an Emperor open day in the shop. Drop a comment and let us know if it'd be something that you want to do, and we may even do a day out of it and take you around some of the houses, because we've got a lot of projects going on at the moment. It'd be good for you to come and see them all. So if it does make any interest for you and you would like to come along and do it, drop a comment to say you would be interested, and me and Chris will do some numbers and work out what we can and can't do and see if we can get anyone. Aye mate. Every time me and I'm filming, everyone's letting on to me. And the other fellas who were here last week were saying what he filmed for, and I was saying it was Sky Sports. He's not here today, but we've got to get him on camera. We'll try and get him next week. So yeah, as I say, if you're interested in it, drop a comment, and then we'll come back to you. We'll work the numbers out, see if it's viable for us to do, and then get it booked in. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm hand you back over to Manchester.
So I've given cousin Alex the DJI. I'm now stood on our new slab, albeit a very muddy slab. As you know, concrete takes forever to go off, so we're being careful when we're tracking the diggers across it. We're putting OSB down, but to be honest, there's not much OSB left here, but it's doing its job, to be fair. This is a big pour. Put in the comments below how many cubic meters of concrete this took, and I'll tell you at the end of the episode. So yeah, what we're doing now, we're going to create our primary aggregates bay. We're building a big super bay, but what we're going to do in the interim, because we need to go through that pile, I took on board a lot of what you guys said in the comments. A lot of you guys said, don't pay to get rid of it, just process it, take your time, make it work, and that is what we're going to do, albeit for now. We're going to process it, and we're going to put some of the screened topsoil off the big screener here and pile it up here, and then hopefully it's good enough to sell and try and get it out the door and work our way through that pile. Because what is the point in paying somebody else to take away a product we can process and make money from? But yeah, yard building is very expensive. I'll tell you how much we paid and how many cubes. I'll tell you roughly how much we paid and how many cubes we used later on in the episode. So I found out the truck, it's hard filming on your own. You've got to try and balance cameras everywhere. And I don't really want to take the guys away from what they're doing because time is money. But yeah, the truck that I showed you before, which is our main 8x4 grab, was an issue with DPF or something. Apparently it's an issue with Mercedes, so I'm trying to get that sorted now. Luckily, we've got Dale, but also there is a HGV mechanic on site there that's got all the diagnostics equipment you need for HGV, and he's going to try and sort that out for us. So yeah, one thing we definitely need, and I mentioned this on Sunday's episode, is blocks for this yard. So the Ray boys are making me 10 a week. Dave's got some on back order for me, but I've gone to my mate Scott from What Block. You met him at Hillhead. He's the guy that's got the ready mix concrete. They're based around there, great company, so forward thinking. I mean, they've been around for a long time. He's going to sort us out about 50 and start bringing them in this week, because I thought about it, I don't really want to spend that money right now, but I want this yard done and dusted, or at least functioning. It's not really done and dusted, functioning. So why would we try and do it with our hands tied behind our back? You'll see there the baby grab, they're offloading now. I'll tell you what a machine that is. It's the oldest one we've got, right? Touch wood. It's the bin most reliable. So at the moment, we've got the 6x4 grab out on hire again, which is great, it's earning us money, but not as much as it would be if we were doing grabs with it. The 8x4 is off the road. The tipper is no good for grabs, but it's in the yard. So we're relying on our trusty 8x4. Now, we're actually losing money on the grabs that we're doing because we're having to do 2 loads. But I'd rather lose money and offer a reliable service to our clients. So yeah, the 8x4 is off the road and the baby grab is stepping up. Hopefully the 8x4 will be back on the road later today. I reckon they can sort it. They're trying to rush it through for us, but it's just yard life, innit? Truck life. You can see how you see all these really successful people that have been in HGVs and stuff for years. A lot of them have got no hair. They always have good tans. I've noticed that. So maybe there is light at the end of the tunnel. I'll tell you what is crazy. We've got our beautiful screener there that I've just spent so much money on, and it's not moved in a week. And it makes you think more when you are actually servicing debt and paying something down. Really, you want it moving, but we haven't got the space for it. So the yard isn't really operating as a yard at the moment. We're in that build phase again. And yeah, it is an expensive sideline. Luckily though, because we've got the multi-pronged strategy with the construction, property, preferred joinery, we're not reliant on this. It needs to make us money, but it doesn't earn us our living, not yet anyway. I'm hoping that long term, this will be the big one for us. This will be the one that keeps us going forever, hopefully, in the long term. But we'll see. At the moment, it looks like a muddy mess. So that's it for my little visit for the yard. I'm going to try and get down to the yard in most episodes, just to bring you an update. There's not loads to see. It's a bit of a muddy mess at the moment. But you've got to go through this to get to where we're trying to go. You'll remember we had the other side of this yard where cousin Alex is stood right now. We were meant to be vacating that at the end of November, but the landlord, who has actually been good with us, has kindly said we can extend that for another month just to give us that little bit more wriggle room so we can try and get this yard set up to a workable state. So I appreciate them working with us. Like, it didn't work out with the yard. I get their reasons. I was upset at the time, but they've got to look after their business just like we've got to look after our business, and we respect their land, and we'll leave it as we found it and hopefully get on this side ready. I think, managing my own expectations, managing everyone else's expectations, in my head, if it's ready, full flow, set up for spring, and hopefully landscaping season starts again, then I'll be happy with that. But one thing's for sure, it's going to be a big investment. Right, I'm going to go back to HQ now. A few more bits to do. I'm going to take you with me because I said I would, but no idea where this episode will end up. But yeah, yard visit done. So I'm back at HQ now, at my desk. Different angle, don't know me. Shoot from this angle. This is not my good side. Arguably, I've not got a good side. So, because Hollywood is not with us this week, I've left it to Dale to try and help me put some content together. And I thought it might be interesting, because the human Swiss Army knife is very popular on this channel, just to spend a typical day with him. He tells me he's got a bit on today, so I'm going to let him shoot a day in the life of the human Swiss Army knife. That rhymes.
Hi guys, so we had a call yesterday from a customer. They've had their car, I think it's a little Vauxhall Corsa, they've had the car misfiring. They have had someone out and had it plugged in, and it's saying it's having a misfire on one of the cylinders. So it will, well, I would have thought it will be a coil pack or a spark plug, probably a coil pack. They are a ruck of 3, so they're all in one casing. So I'm going to go there, have a quick look at it, and I've got the part already, so hopefully I can just swap it out and they'll be sorted. We have actually done some work for one of their family relatives, and they've basically put us through to do the work for them as well. So yeah, I'm going to head over there now. That's one of my jobs for today. I've got another job over Denton Way, which is injector seals. I've ordered them parts yesterday. They're coming, they should be arriving within the next hour, so I can talk you through that. That's basically been passing through the injector, and it's actually melted a load of the rubber covers in plastic bits, so I'm going to have a good clean of that and get some new injector seals in there. So yeah, I'm going to head over there now to the first job and let's crack on. So that's my first job done and out the way. I missed filming it because it was that quick. I managed to just get it done rapid. So back to the office now to get the parts for my next job, and I will show you this one. This will take a bit more time, but yeah, basically just swapped out the coil pack. Comes in a set of 4. It's just one whole system, so one's gone down. Unfortunately, you have to swap them all. But 2-minute job. It's literally held in by a cover and 2 bolts, so that's how long it took. Plugged it in and reset it, so spot on, dead easy job. Wish I had jobs like that all the time, in and out, a few of them a day, and we'd be laughing, wouldn't we? But no, head back to the office or HQ now, get some parts, and over to Denton. So see you there. Right, so I've got the injector out, and yeah, you can see where it's been passing through the injector seal. So I don't know if you can see here, that side sight, see the dark patch on the injector seal, copper washer, that there is where it has been passing, and it's not been getting the right compression and making it misfire and smoke. So that is what we need to change. We also need to give the injector a good clean, as it is filthy. As I think I stated earlier, it's been melting all like the rubber and plastic covers that are part of the engine, which because basically it's been passing hot air out past this seal and causing it to come past this, and all the plastics that cover this to keep it dry and safe, it's melted it. So yeah, we've got to clean all this up before we put it back in and put the new seal in, and clean the bore of the injector bore where this sits, and hopefully should sort the job out. I'm just hoping it's not knackered the injector up with it having so much heat past here, and it just looks horrendous. So hopefully we'll get this in and it will sort it out.
Spot there, nightmare. Maybe we'll try and get that out in the edit. So that's pretty much it for today. It's been a pretty typical day. Tried to get you to the yard. There wasn't much going on in the yard really. I'm a bit disappointed about that. The lads are playing football, tennis now, causing chaos, breaking more monitors. It's how we roll here at Every Trade. What a guy Dale is there. He is really the human Swiss Army knife. There's literally nothing he can't do. Someone said he looks a bit like Jake Paul. Maybe he can box as well. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll ask him. So yeah, that's it. I'll try and shoot a bit tomorrow, which is Wednesday, the day this is going out. But I'm going to be working from home, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. But we'll see. See you tomorrow.
Hi guys. So, bit of input from yesterday. So I got the injector seal in, and it still wouldn't start. Primed up the fuel, still having issues with that one injector. So I've done a few tests on the injector, and it has damaged the injector. I can't. Well, so basically, I'm gonna have to try and find a new injector. It is basically, because it's a 3-cylinder, it won't run off of 2 cylinders. That are working. So today I have got to try and shop for a new injector, try and help her out and get it a bit cheaper. But first job this morning, I went over to the aggregate yard to sort out the big grab Mercedes, that is. It needed, well, it's had the ECUs looked at. Been an issue with the DPF and the AdBlue. I know these Mercedes, they're renowned for electrical faults and ECUs messing up, packing up. worked on a few shredders in my time, and they've got Mercedes engines, and yeah, the ECUs are a pain in the arse. So we've had them sent off, and I've got them all plugged back in. It literally took me 2 minutes, so not really a bit of footage on that, but I just thought I'd let you know what I've been up to. So I am now heading over. Well, I'll start again, but we have had that Mini with the injector issue and now recovered and taken to our yard, or to the office, to my garage. It just makes it easy for me. I need to clean out inside that injector seat, and just, it's really cold. I'd rather be working in my unit. Got a good price on recovery off a lad that we know. So yeah, hopefully get it all smashed off today. That's whether I can get the parts for it. I do also need to get over to that welding job. There's a few more, the fabrication job that I did on the last episode. There's a few more little bits that I need to do on that they've now finished with. So I need to jump onto that as well. And then, yeah, just keep busy. I've got so much going off, especially with Chris getting me more stuff from the auction, filling up my garage. So yeah, busy, very busy, but we love it. So yeah, I'll see you back at the office. Yes, so it's made it, it's landed. Great service with Johnny. He literally, I rang him up and he was straight there. Decent price too. I'll find his company and give him a good shout out because he's worth it in gold. Yeah, got this in now so I can start. I need to go and look for some parts, but now I can get it all nice and clean. I've got compressed air, all the right stuff to do this now in here, and nice and warm. So I'm going to smash this, get this sorted, and hopefully try and get you some more footage for the Wednesday's episode. If not, I will be wrapping it up for Sunday. So see you guys soon.
Good morning, it's Wednesday, the day that this episode needs to come out, hopefully. I've got a lot to do. I need to edit the entire episode and try and get it out at a sensible time, because if you get it out too late, then it's rubbish. It does rubbish, performs really badly. So I'm going to see what's happening here this morning. Got a full team in. Look who we've got. We've got Dale, who basically is the star of the show these days. We've got our kid. We've got Lindsay in there, but she didn't want to be on camera, our lovely property manager. And we've got 𝗕𝗓𝗚𝗟𝗏 West in the house, stealing your spouse.
Very big round this, mate.
Love
very
that. Love it, mate. Yeah. You okay, 𝗕𝗓𝗚𝗏 West?
Very good, mate. Very good.
Good. Look at that. He's getting ink done. Bad boy him. And obviously, I know we've got KTM there. And then we've got the sexiest man in construction that the world will never see there. So yeah, busy day. Gonna see what's what and then get this. Who's this? Oh, it's only Dale. It's all right. It's only Dale. Get this episode edited. So, trying to get some construction content. It's been quite difficult, but we sent 𝗕𝗓𝗚𝗏 West down to Project Dudley, the loft conversion project. It's been hard to film that one because everything's really closed in. It's quite dark. The windows are not in yet. But I want to try and keep you guys updated on all our projects where possible and where the customer is happy for us to do that. So we sent 𝗕𝗓𝗚𝗏 West and the DJI over to Project Dudley to see what's happening. So, look who we've got here then.
Hello, hello.
Another YouTuber. But this is what's more I want to see. Look at this. What have you bought here, lad?
What have I bought?
What have you bought here, seriously?
This is my fourth purchase from China.
What have your other ones been like? Yeah, I use some of that digger's been alright, hasn't it?
Digger, yeah, I've got my money's worth out of the digger. That was what, $4,500
Got
for
a
a
crusher?
brand new 1.2 ton digger.
Yeah, he's trying to get me to buy from China.
The crusher, I've got my crusher, that's paid for itself. I am going to sell it actually because it's got a screen deck on it.
Oh, okay.
I don't need it.
What you
And
do? Buy
it's
another
like
one from
too
there?
high,
Or-
and
Why
then
you
I'll buy
buy my
another one.
Tiger Bite?
It's too expensive, mate. Right.
Get what you pay for.
Yeah.
Let's have a look then. What have
So
you bought
this
here?
is the last one I just got was a 1.5 metre cubed cement mixer.
Oh yeah.
And that is for these. So I don't know if you've got something to smash a hole in it.
Oh, yeah, get you something. Do you want to actually gonna break into it? No, you don't do
Why
that
not?
yet. Come on then, let's go and get something now. So we've got Andy some goggles and a saw now. Let's see what's in the box.
I know that this is that tall because it's a 2 by 2 metre like mould for the slab. So I've got to figure out which side that's on or whether.
Yeah, there. That's like balsa wood, that lad. Oh, there you go. Oh,
That is the jersey barrier.
let's have a look here. So you got a jersey barrier. What else have you bought?
There's a jersey barrier, a Lego block, and obviously the floor slab one.
So when did you order it?
Good question. I think it takes about 40-50 days to ship. Was the first one I got from them. Obviously it comes and it says the box is this big
So
and it
well,
weighs
like-
this much, and you think it could just be, they could have just sent me a steel.
You can't really get it wrong though, can you? That steel.
Wait till you see the Lego block, the welding involved in it.
Yeah.
Obviously all the triangles.
Yeah.
and
You could always top the weld up if you had to as well.
I'm not
Yeah.
that good at it.
Oh, we'll get Dale over. Wow, look at that. Cracks me up, this guy, you know, he buys everything. Are you allowed to tell us how much you pay for all this?
So I think I paid. Oh no, we're doing more, yeah. For the sizes, so it depends which size you get.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
Costco ones.
What size have you got
I
here?
think I got when I done it. I got all 3 of these for the cost of 1.
Yeah, that's mad.
Then
That's mad.
we cut another hole.
You didn't do it, Mitch. Don't forget, you got to take this back to Liverpool.
Yeah, it's sucked up. I've got
So, Andy, what's your YouTube channel called?
I nearly forgot then. Bowden Builders
So
Merchants.
check him out. It's good entertainment. He does a lot. It's very raw, his content, and it makes me laugh. But he's doing some good things. Puts his money where his mouth is. This lad. You do, don't you? But I've known him for ages. He's a used to be a footballer, didn't you?
Yeah.
Who did you play for?
Was at Liverpool till 18, then I've done a big round thing there. I went to Stoke and went out to Spain with Dudley.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you're a bit of a journeyman for a bit, weren't you?
And then
yeah,
I've
Mac,
been,
weren't you? At Mac for a bit.
I've been Mathersfield, yeah.
Yeah. You retired now?
No, I'm still playing at City Liverpool now.
Yeah.
So we've got a game Saturday, yeah. But
Up front, aren't you?
I've retired a few times, to be fair.
Yeah, but if you've got
you
the
can't do footy and building work, mate. It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like we had a Tuesday night game and I didn't get into like 12 o'clock at
You're
night.
aching the next day.
And then I'm up at 5 the next morning and I was aching on a roof.
We need to bring him in as a ringer for our game against. You know, playing back to the
yeah,
Bills.
yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't be fair that though, because I told them they can't bring ringers in. But I think this YouTube football thing might take off. You know.
Are you going to challenge us, are you?
No, because you've been pro, haven't you? We can't have a pro, mate. We're like
Say,
granddads.
half our staff are ex-pros.
Oh no,
so.
yeah. To be fair, we've got an ex-pro, but we still won't be able to keep up with you. But yeah, no, it's good, mate. Yeah, so check Andy's channel out. It's honestly, you won't regret it. It's good. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, make sure you when are you going to shoot this? When will this be on? This will go out Wednesday.
I'm catching up, yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm 3 weeks behind at the minute.
yeah.
So I might have to do some weekly episodes.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I want to see actually if this stuff, bringing this stuff in from China, is actually the one, because there's a lot of money to be saved.
Well, for this, so anything metal. So in China, in the UK, we go to like the steel merchants here, and you buy,
Chinese
an
steel?
I-beam. If you buy an I-beam, it's like you pay about 2,400 a ton.
Yeah, yeah.
So you pay £2.40 per metre or per kilogram. Sorry. Whereas in China, it's $600.
Yeah.
So
Outrageous,
it's like a
isn't it?
massive difference. So anything you buy in like steel.
Yeah.
So the mixers, the crusher,
Yeah.
the moulds.
What's the build quality like though? That's what people say, don't they?
I mean, so on the mini digger, the big difference has been when people say like Chinesium and What was the one? Titanium.
I don't know, I heard that one.
And the only thing I've noticed on them is the actual bolts.
Right.
So the actual bolts are, that's what's like
But you've got to
snapped
nip them
and
up.
come
Oh, they
loose.
snap, yeah.
And but then I spoke to Welder Fab and he was like, he said they go all the time on the JCBs and whatever, like the handle ones.
Yeah.
Pushing back and forward.
There you go. Yeah.
But then I did actually snap the chassis on the digger.
Yeah, I saw that.
But I was pulling 150mm slabs up with it.
You've had it for how long now?
18 months.
Yeah, it's been sound, hasn't it? Done all your yard with it, haven't you?
Yeah. But he's welded up good, so hopefully I'll get another 18 months out of it before something else breaks on.
So check out his channel. So, I mentioned yesterday when I was down at the yard, we were going to speak to Watt Scott, who you've met previously, who owns the ready-mix concrete plant, where you can have your own concrete batching plant in your yard. I think that's right. Scott, correct me if I'm wrong. Well, he also mass produces blocks. He also sells the block modes as well. He's got everything covered when it comes to concrete. So the Ray boys, they're making as many as they can. Dave's got a back order of these concrete blocks for us. So Scott came through yesterday, you'll see there, and he has delivered 40 for now, which is amazing because we literally put a call in and they were there within the hour. He's got everything sorted. So that's that. Ideally, I didn't want to lay out that much at once to do it. The price was competitive, but I just really wanted, I like what I was doing with the Ray boys, where we were paying weekly and we were getting 10 a week, but that yard needs to at least have a bit of a minimum viable product. Like I always talk about, if we try and get everything perfect, we just haven't got the cash flow there to do it. So we've got to try and get it up and running to a point now where we can get it functioning, getting it earning some money, and that little bit of money that comes in, we can then keep reinvesting it back into the yard. But yeah, it's expensive yard life, but we love it and we're going to keep going. I'm down in the workshop. I know Dale's talked about this. I wouldn't have thought a bit ago that we'd be looking after minis and other private cars. It's true though, that's my ethos. I had this idea of being the supermarket of all trades and services. There's other things that we could look at doing, and I know quite a few guys have suggested things in the comments. So if you think that there's a trade or a service that we could offer based on what we've got, the infrastructure, the people, the brand, then let us know. If you guys are based, maybe you don't need to be local, but if you guys have got something that you could maybe partner up with us on, where we could add some value, because that's the key thing about any partnership. Both parties or all parties have got to bring something different, I think, and add value. So yeah, one thing I need to get on top of is my addiction to auction items. Like you saw before when I was with Andy, I'm buying absolute, it's getting worse, like this is tap basically. There's a few bits. So these Hilti, I could job a lot of Hilti stuff, right? And it wasn't that much, it was like 100 quid or something, 150 quid, but it was random, and you didn't know what you were getting, nothing had been tried, and none of it works anyway. So we're going to sift through it, see if there's anything worth keeping. It's like this. On paper, this was mega. So I used to have one of these, you plug it in, and a thing comes out the end, and then you go backwards and forwards, and you can use it to unblock drains. I used to have one years ago. I used to have a whole drainage rig, actually. That was another service we used to offer. But I sold it. I bought that because we've had times where I thought that could come in useful. It's got a bit missing. Stupid. There's bits like this, which I'm obsessed with, but when will we ever use that? It's been tested. What else have we got? Loads of these. Oh, what? I don't know. We'll go through it all. Got some wellies, if you need wellies. We'll go through it all, and then we'll probably throw it in the bin. Or, I had an idea. I might get someone in here listing everything on eBay. We've been putting little bits on eBay, but I'm going to list everything on eBay. And even if I get 2 quid for it, 3 quid for it, someone might need it. It helps them. But also, we can make some space because it is getting ridiculous. That's it for me in auctions for a bit now. I'm not going to go near it. Although I did get 2 mixing buckets for 4 quid. You can never have enough mixing buckets. So, yeah, I'm Chris Shaw and I'm addicted to buying tat at auctions. Right, I'm going to go home now and try and edit this episode together somehow. I have no idea what it's going to be like. We don't know if Hollywood's going to be back later on this week, but he should be back next week. So it might just be me and the boys with the DJI and the GoPro. Again, either way, we'll stay consistent and we'll get something out for you, because we know that if we miss a week, then it's not great. People look forward to our episodes. We look forward to bringing them out. We love the interaction and the reaction. So yeah, home time now. Get some lunch. Oh, late for lunch. Get some food and then try and chop this up. Right, guys. So it's 4:20 on Wednesday, and to have a tiny chance of this video going out at a reasonable time, I need to get it finished. In my haste, I forgot to do a sign-off for it, but I've edited it, and look, I feel like I want to apologise. I feel like we could do better. It's not that exciting, this video. It's honest, it's raw, it's got a bit of all sorts in it, as all our videos do, but I feel like we could do better. The good news is Hollywood has texted me and he said that he can come in tomorrow. That's Thursday, so we'll be able to shoot Thursday, Friday. I'll get a bit, Dale will get a bit of footage, and we'll try and put together a much more interesting and exciting episode for Sunday. Thank you for watching, because you don't have to, and it means the world to us. We've just gone past 18,000 subscribers now, which is amazing. I'm so pleased with that. Yeah, so hope you've liked this episode. It's weird because I've not even finished it, but I hope you've liked it. I tried my hardest in literally, I've edited this in about 3 hours, so I just really wanted to stay consistent and get it out there. Please like and comment below. Oh, I meant to say, I promised you I'd say how many cubes of concrete. Well, it was 22. So if anyone did put in the comments, well done if you've got it right. And obviously it was hard to know what it'd be about the depth, etc., etc. But it was a big old pour. Come back on Sunday, more yard stuff, more on-site stuff, more shiny stuff from Hollywood, more stuff from me and my business partner, Mr. Alex Liddick. Have a great rest of the week. See you on Sunday.